los terroristas.
Harlem Hey YouTube, today we'll be bringing you horror from the deep, but not just with me and Shale. In fact, we have a fan joining us on this guide. We are super excited and happy about that. So cool to know that you guys really support us and want to help. Thanks a bunch to all of you, and a super thanks to Fable Fury, who joined us in the beginning of this quest. You can follow him at the Dub Ninja X, and I'll put that on the screen for you. Anyway, I have delayed you long enough. Now to the guide. So to begin with, you're going to get the correct levels, as always. Fortunately, this only consists of 35 agility, so it's not major requirements, but this can be easily obtained with quests such as Tourist Trap, where you can choose to have about 8k XP onto agility, which will help a bunch, and the Grand Tree, which also gives a bunch of agility XP. If not, you can just grind the XP at the designated training courses such as Gnome Stronghold, I think, and the Alchemy Desert Pyramid thingy, but they're the only ones I can think about at such a low level. I don't know if there's any more or not. Once you manage to gain these, you're going to have to grab your required items. These consist of some runes if you're planning on using the attacks that the mother is weak to, or just melee, range or magic equipment if you plan on using one specific weakness attack. One swamp tar, also one hammer, also one sword, also one bronze arrow, one molten glass, 60 nails, 2 planks and 1 tinderbox. I suggest some food and preferably sharks. Also some teleportation runes are recommended by me, or teletabs to Falador, Varrock and Camelot. These can help a lot. Also Ardoge, if you can, you know, teleport there. Right. Now that you're all loaded up and ready to go, I suggest taking the map that is going to pop up on the screen to follow to get to Relica. Well, not necessarily Relica, but near there to start the quest. But I'm going to explain much more into why you're going to need these required items for you people that may not know whilst on the journey. If you have no clue what I'm on about, where it comes down to the weakness spells, then to the mother, which is a monster you're going to have to kill later on, which is a pretty tough monster, and as you can see later on, gives me a bit of trouble. Anyway, when it comes to killing it, the mother daggonoth or something like that, is weak to certain spells, like water spells, fire spells, but only in a certain order when it changes colour. Now it all sounds confusing, but you'll understand once you get there. So I suggest taking earth spells, fire spells, air spells and water spells. This is what I took, and some magic equipment. But if you're going all out and your range level is good and your melee levels are good, go for taking that also. If your magic levels aren't, you're going to lose out quite a bit, but take melee attacks or range attacks. Okay, as you can see here, I have just crossed the bridge. Now it's nothing tricky, you just literally click cross bridge and you should successfully do it. And you will be able to get onto this little island thing where you can see we are and walk to the lady who will then give you a quest. So now that you're here, you can go ahead and talk to Larrissa. Yeah, Larrissa, the woman that's there. Just go along and, like most quests, ask her about, well, what she needs help with, what her troubles are, whatever, and she'll blabber on about her boyfriend and how he's missing. Simply agree to help and go on the hunt for him. She'll ask you to help her with 2 of the tasks. Now, to do the first task, head back over onto that bridge that you crossed earlier on And here is where your 60 nails and your 2 planks and a hammer comes in. Use the 2 planks on the bridge and it should fix the bridge. The fact is, RuneScape's logic is, although it's fixed, it still has a massive gap in it. I don't understand. But anyway, head back over to her, to Larrissa or whatever, once you've done this, and take the little road to the south to head to the stepping stones. This will be your second task. Okay, now that you're here, click on the beginning stepping stone, the one that's at the front, and as you can see, it took me a few times to try and get onto the second one. But I think once you make it over the second one, the jump that took me forever to do, I think it's just, you know, fluent then. You can just go straight through the whole of the like stepping stones, which I think is the reason you need the 35 agility, or it might be to get into the barbarian agility class, I'm not sure. But now that you made it across, you should, if you have made it across, you should go and talk to the barbarian guard outside of the agility course. Once you're here at the barbarian, go along and talk to him, and he'll start going on about this barcrawl challenge thing. This is the important thing. If you've already completed it, you're going to skip to the time that is shown on the screen. If not, follow the guide as usual and we'll try and take you through the challenge as best we can. Okay, so if you haven't completed the challenge, you're just going to be handed a letter thing in your inventory. Click on it and it should come up with the names of the pubs throughout RuneScape. You're now going to want to go to all of these pubs and we'll take you through this challenge the best way we can. But unfortunately, we're going to be using teleports, so we can't do the whole walking thing, and I'm sorry for this, but the guide would be too long if we did. So we're using teleports, and this is why I told you to grab the runes, all the teletabs at the start of the quest.
You go and I'll be okay. I can dream the rest away. It's just a little touch of fate, it'll be okay. It sure takes its precious time, but it's got rights and so have I. I turn my head to the sky, focus one thought at a time. I do not let the little things under my tongue and sleep. It couldn't be a longer time.
Okay, nice to see you back. If you follow the steps correctly, you should have completed a letter from Ligad, and you're going to want to hand it into him. Once you've talked to this guy, he says, "Yeah, you're a true barbarian monster. You'll be able to enter the agility course. Woohoo!"
Once entering the barbarian agility arena, which might I add is an absolute bitch to get into after completing the barcrawl mini quest, you will then want to walk to your right where you should see a pipe, which for some absolutely retarded reason you need 35 agility to do, when a blind chicken with no legs could get through it. Well, yeah, you want to go through that and talk to Gunjorn and ask him for the lighthouse key, which he will happily hand over to you. Now you want to go back to the lighthouse. Once in the lighthouse, you want to go upstairs and search the bookcase, where then you happen to find 3 pretty books. Read them all, and one should have instructions on fixing the light, which you won't need really, because Super Sheo is here to help. Once you're onto the top layer of the lighthouse, you're going to want to use your swamp tar onto the lighting mechanism, then set it alight with Tinderbox. Afterwards, you're going to want to use your molten glass onto the mechanism, and then it should be fixed. Then go down to the bottom floor and go down into the cellar. Now go down into the basement and you'll see a big shiny door with lollipops and rainbows inside. I'm all messing. It's got an almost dead guy, some human eating daggonoths ready to see virginity in it. Use any arrow, any sword, and an earth, air, fire and water rune on the door. Remember, you will not be getting these back. Now, enter on the right side. Now, it's time to talk to Jessic. He will tell you that there's a big scary monster coming, so now it's time to protect your virginity with magic, range and melee. I suggest these fights using magic, as they seem to work really well, and use prayer. Just kill it however you like now, but preserve some food. Go talk to Jessic afterwards. Jessic will now tell you that the little wasn't the thing that hurt him. Then a wild daggonoth mother appears. When the daggonoth is white, use your earth spells. Blue, water spells. Red, fire spells. Brown, earth spells. Green is range attacks, and orange, melee attacks. Carry on changing around the attacks whenever the monster changes colour. Bear in mind, you can hide behind the stalagmites for cover and protection. Once you've killed her, and try not to do what Vank did, the little noob, you will have completed the quest and receive your rusty casket. Now, to get your long-awaited god book, you go upstairs and talk to Jessic, who has miraculously been healed after being penetrated by the Daggonoth mother. You then get to choose the book. Sideman is blue, Zamorak is red, and the Mighty Guthix is green. I hope you've enjoyed this guide and it helped you a lot. Subscribe for more videos or follow us on Twitter for updates. Bye.